Welcome back, Spurs fans, to a special edition of Casa De Spurs. I'm Trace Ronning, joined, as always, by Stephen Hale, but this time we got another Hale on the line. Colin Hale is joining us. He's a former D1 basketball player, Texas A&M Corpus Christi, named to ESPN's Keys Player of the Year in South Texas and 21st all-time in state history of career points. Colin, thank you for joining us tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
I'm just going to start off by complaining. Why do we never read my stats from my high school days? Is it because I'm mid-30s and dude is just out of college? I mean, I can get you my resume, Trace, if you need
send it over. Actually, I would love to know your last pickup game statistics.
No, we're not going to talk about pickup.
That's a great talking point right there.
Actually. I can tell you, my last pickup game, I broke my ring finger. So that was the last time I played basketball.
Yeah, our next show intro, it's gonna be like that scene in Anchorman where they introduce Ron Burgundy and they're like, "Here's 5-time Emmy award-winning Ron Burgundy." Yeah, we're gonna load up my my resume.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
kind of a big deal. Well,
thanks for being here, low bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Looking forward to this.
So this guest appearance all stemmed from an argument that Stephen started. No surprise. If you follow Stephen on Twitter, you know. Basically, you guys had some holiday beef over whether or not Tyler Herro is better than Manu Ginobili. I guess I would like to understand one thing before we get into this. Are we talking about Tyler Herro right now is better than Manu Ginobili ever was? Or are we saying Tyler Herro will be better than Manu Ginobili ever was?
Yeah, Trace, I appreciate that because that's kind of been the whole thing of clearing the air here. Based on the rookie season he had and what he did in the finals during a bubble, which dudes were going at each other in, the competition was there. I think his rookie season put him on a trajectory that will surpass what Manu did in his career. Is he there today? No, we don't have a big enough sample size. But that's kind of what I'm here to defend. That's where the argument started with Stephen. So let's just set the table that way and then definitely jump into it whenever, because that is my stance and I am ready to defend that very passionately.
Yeah, because, incomplete full season and a playoff in the NBA bubble puts you on a trajectory to pass Manu freaking Ginobili. Yeah, let's go with that.
I agree.
So Trace, the way that this thing all played out was we're sitting in a hotel room in Salt Lake City, Utah recently, and we're all discussing basketball. We're watching a Spurs game, and I'm telling my dude here, bro, you got to peep Keldon Johnson. Keldon Johnson is a hooper. And he's like, yeah, he's from Kentucky. Yeah, he played with Herro, right? Yeah, Herro's the truth. Herro's gonna pass. He's gonna be go. What did you say? I think he said he's gonna go down as a great. I think that was what started it. Something in that genre.
Probably something along those lines. I don't think those were the exact words, but yeah, I'd almost even take that stance as well. Again, not a huge sample size, but I'm impressed with what I've seen.
Sure. So the actual question, or the discussion in question here is Tyler Herro will finish as a better overall player than Manu Ginobili. So conveniently, I've gone to the Google and I've pulled up Manu Ginobili's career statistics. Now, mind you, Tyler Herro, I have not looked up his 1 year at Kentucky statistics, but we can include those should you need them. But here's Manu's. We're just going to start with Manu. And this will be a while.
Yeah.
4-time NBA champion. 4 times. Tyler has 0 so far. Mind you, he's 0 for 1 in the NBA Finals. 2-time NBA All-Star. Tyler might get that, especially if he lives in the East. Granted, as soon as he gets traded to Houston for James Harden, that's going out the window. 2-time All-NBA third team. He'll probably get that. NBA Sixth Man of the Year, maybe. NBA All-Rookie second team. Did he make the All-Rookie team? I don't recall if he made the All-Rookie team. He might have made it. We'll have our fact checker get on that. We don't have a fact checker. Here's the fun part. Argentina's number 5 retired by CABB. Number 20 retired. So his jersey was retired internationally and nationally. Doubt Herro gets there with that. EuroLeague champion. Herro's not getting EuroLeague champion. EuroLeague Finals MVP. Nope. Two-time EuroLeague Finals top scorer. All EuroLeague first team. Italian League champion. Two-time Italian Cup winner. Two-time Italian League MVP. This resume is so long, I need to take a drink.
Yeah, I'd like to actually just jump in here for
Sure, go ahead.
The accolades and stats are an argument for him being better than Tyler Herro, who didn't spend any time in Europe and went straight to the big leagues after he graduated.
But that's my point. Not only did Manu do it, he did it in 2 countries. He did it in Europe.
So here's the side discussion I want to have around that.
I'm not done.
It's
we'll
like
finish. We'll finish.
No,
we'll come back to you.
No, quick side.
This is my show.
Let's let Colin talk here. Let's let Colin talk for a second.
Thank you, Trace.
I got muted on my own show.
Is the Kentucky Wild is like Division I basketball at that level comparable to what Manu was playing in the league in Spain, in that FIBA world? I'd be curious to know like y'all's genuine take on that. Because from my perspective, I think it's just as competitive. Like if you put the Kentucky Wildcats in that league over there, I'm not going to say that they just run through and win it, but they're a competitor with the chance to win it at the end of the league. So like Tyler Herro going and doing it for 1 year as an 18, 19-year-old and then going straight to the league. Mind you, Manu was, when the Spurs traded him like 99, 2000, they put him overseas 3 years. He was like 15, 16, 17 was his average there. First year into the league, he averaged 7 points. Tyler Herro comes in and averages like 13.5 as a rookie in a very competitive playoff basketball environment of like all the other hoop out the window. Dudes are competing, going at each other. I think that is an argument in and of itself.
I mean, it's an argument, but it's a very small argument, because if you look at an individual Kentucky Wildcat team, you could throw them into any Eurobasket, you could throw them into any Italian league. Yeah, that individual team might do it. Kentucky might be the exception. You don't get to just throw in a random Duke or North Carolina team and think they're fixing to run Eurobasket. Like that's not, like, a Kentucky might be an exception. Yeah, they'll probably hold their own, but we're not talking like Tyler Herro was with Kentucky for 1 year. Maybe they would have won a tournament. Manu, I got stuff on him from 2001, 2002, 1999, 2000. This dude won a dunk contest in 2001. Like, he's got a FIBA AmeriCup MVP in 2001. Like, this is years that he has sustained that level of international play while simultaneously having the other thing. So that's why I'm like, man, I don't care if the Wildcats went 30-0, like, and they win a title. To do that over the course of work is where Manu's longevity stands. Manu is he's probably, I feel like the way the Hall of Fame is set up right now, a lot of people are getting into the Hall of Fame that might not be in the Hall of Fame. Manu better be in the Hall of Fame. He's not there yet, but he's bound for that.
Right.
His resume over the course of his career, both in the NBA and internationally, is going to put him ahead of Tyler. We got to see Tyler Herro not only put together an NBA career, but then he's going to have to make the Olympic squad, and then he's going to have to go into the Olympics and dominate the Olympics, all while getting he's got to win titles. He's got to win. You think he could do all of that?
No, I mean, it's going to be hard for him to like make the Olympic team given his nationality, and like Manu has the upper hand there for sure. And in terms of like championships won and things, I think Manu even has probably the upper hand there because of like that Spurs culture that was created for 2 decades. And him being a key player in that.
He helped create, yeah.
Right. But like as a rookie, Tyler Herro helped take the Miami Heat, who nobody thought would come out of the East, and go to the NBA Finals. And like and the Lakers by no means have an asterisk next to that championship. Why is that a conversation for a later time?
I'm just saying these homies didn't even have to travel, bro. They got to play a game and walk back to the hotel, which was 30 feet away from the gym. I mean, I know it was like a couple miles on the bus. They're not traveling. You're not getting jet lag and fatigue going from Miami to LA. Like that was an environment built for LeBron. This isn't about LeBron.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. But like all the more reason why just game plans, the strategy so honed in. Dudes were locked in. They knew what they were coming for. Like we both know how hard it is to win in a 7-game series and beat a team 4 times. Sure. Take the travel away, take away all those external factors that maybe like cause a team to slip up and lose a game 5 that they shouldn't have. I get that. But like for the most part, and especially late in the playoffs, like it was guys going at each other. Like inexcusable by the Clippers getting beat by the Nuggets and then coming back. Like there's no travel. That shouldn't happen. But
there's my brother. That's good.
Yeah, like it is it's big shoes to fill. I get that. I am not like taking anything away from the career that Manu Ginobili had. I grew up loving the guy. I'm just saying like also being closer to Tyler Herro's age and then like seeing what he did like in AAU basketball coming out of high school, going to Kentucky. Like I played on that same circuit. I played against these guys like I'm in their YouTube videos of them going nuts on Ball is Life.
You're the one they're getting dunked on.
Yeah, right. And like I know what it takes. I know what these guys are doing. I know what that level looks like. And I'm just like, for somebody to walk in as a rookie and do what he did, like we can't just look over that. And I know it's early, but like maybe I'm bullish on it. But here I am taking my stand.
So the only thing go ahead, Trace. Break
what, this. At the end, at the end of Tyler Herro's career,
right?
What will he have done? This is a question for Colin. What will he have done that you'll feel more confident in saying that?
I think he froze on my end, Steven.
Yeah.
I think I know where he was headed with that, though.
Go ahead and answer it. What will Tyler Herro have done? We lost you, Trace, but I think you're back now.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, when Tyler Herro's career over,
right.
What will you like? What will you be able to say to build the argument that he had a better career than Manu Ginobili? Like, what do you think he's going to achieve?
Yeah, like he's got to get a championship for sure. And I think like that's one of the hardest things to do. And I'm not even going to put that on him because like the Spurs did that.
We're holding up the number 4.
That was larger than just a Manu thing. So like that's the monkey on his back for sure. He's at least got to win 100% got to win 1. I would like to see 2. He's definitely going to be all-star more than 2 times. I believe that, especially like going in the East, he has that to his advantage. He was on the all-rookie team, second team. So like I don't think it would be far-fetched to be like a second team NBA guy, third team NBA guy. Later in his career would have to hit that. And then like he's got to be like a 23, 24, 25 point guy, which like I really think he's capable of. Like he shoots it well from 3. He gets all the way to the rim. He's long. He's somewhat athletic. He's got a mid-range game on him. Like he can do it from all 3 levels. Scoring is not an issue with him. Back to the whole Kentucky thing, like guys who are one-on-one ISO players in college struggle because of the way that they're allowed to play defense on you. Like this guy needs space, needs to catch the ball and make a decision, like get by somebody. And like the league plays into that with the spacing that they have. So like, I really think he can be a 23, 24 point guy like that. And I think if he does that, like those are numbers Manu never put up.
Yeah, Manu never put
on an
those
average
numbers
basis.
Up. But Manu also played in a very different era. Right now, teams are shooting 50, 60 threes a game. I think the Rockets set a record, or somebody set a record recently where they were shooting over 60. Like they were putting up like 12 threes a game when Manu played. So for Manu to do it,
that's fair.
Still the way he did. Plus, I don't know that I can definitively say that the Spurs would have won those 4 titles without Manu. I don't know that I can say that. And I think that if Manu was drafted by the Utah Jazz, I think this dude's still going to the Hall of Fame. But, my thing I always go back to, now this is a Spurs podcast and there's a tie here with Manu, but I'm not even sure that Tyler Herro was the best player on that Kentucky Wildcat team. We got a guy in San Antonio named Keldon Johnson, who, if those two guys are right next to each other today and I'm in the draft room,
don't say it.
I'm taking Keldon. I'm taking Keldon Johnson every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Keldon is a dog. Keldon goes, he guards Anthony Davis one night, Zion Williamson the next night. He's going to get Paul George and Kawhi Leonard this weekend. Tyler Herro's not doing that. Tyler Herro,
right.
He's not getting those kinds of guys. Who was guarding him in the finals? Rajon Rondo? Like, come on, bro. I might be able to put up 22 against Rajon. That's not true. That's an exaggeration.
Right.
I think the one thing that I will give Tyler credit for is Tyler made a pretty big jump. You know what it's like to go from the college level. There's a lot of people that play high school basketball. There's a lot of people that play pickup basketball. But there's a transition when you go to the college game. You have to adapt very quickly from what high school to college is. And Tyler had 1 year to do that. And then you make another level of adaptation. The game's faster. There's more plays called. There's maybe more sets than there's plays.
Yeah, for sure.
There's more strategy. Film session is different. And I don't know that the regular basketball person really understands how hard that jump is. So
right.
Like Tyler gets credit for making that jump in, basically 3 different levels of basketball in 3 straight years. I that Manu has a different layer to that where, he didn't go to college. He just played in the Italian league and dominated. And then he played in the American league and dominated. And he played FIBA basket and Euro basket. So I hear what you're saying. I'm never going to surrender that to you.
Okay.
This is going to have to be an agree to disagree. But I guess this is your opportunity to make your last pitch on why Tyler Herro is better than Manu Ginobili. If you're going to wrap it up, this is your shot.
Yeah, and I guess the biggest thing there would just be like this dude in the NBA Finals, or I guess it was the Eastern Conference Finals, like Game 4 against Boston, but had 37. He had 37. Like, it's a lot of points for a rookie in one game, in a big game, in a Game 4. And then lastly, like, and I don't know if you'll agree with me on this, being the diehard Spurs fan that you are, but like Manu had this stigma of you love him, but you hate him. And like, he was the guy that would like potentially screw you at the end of the game, but like would also like turn the ball over, come down and gamble on defense, get the steal, go make the layup and put you right back in it. And you're like, what are you doing? I love you. Thank you so much. But like there is some like resentment in that, I feel, of just like a guy being sound and solid, you know what you're getting from him, and you don't have to experience that with the guy. It worked out great for Spurs fans. They got 4 of them with him. He was definitely on the positive side of that more than he was the negative side, but like that sticks to his reputation. He did that, had that style to his game. And like, I just see Tyler Herro as being a more well-rounded, sound and solid, you know what you're getting on a nightly basis with the guy. I rest my case.
Just really sorry to hear all that. It makes me sad.
Well, let's get back together in 16, 17, 18 years, and we'll be able to see how you do.
Maybe we can get Manu on at that time and having him come in and make his case. Baby bro, thanks for jumping on, man. I love you, dude. You still have never beaten me successfully in a one-on-one game. But
you'll do live streams or anything? We can get
come on, bro. Come on, bro. This fan base is not ready for that.
I'm good.
But Trace is gonna ref in like short shorts. I like it. Hey man, thanks for jumping on, dude. I appreciate it, bro. Take care. We'll talk soon.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Let's do it again. All right. Appreciate it, Trace. You'll have a good one.
That was my baby brother, and although he's ridiculous and absurd, one of the best things that my baby brother and I like to do whenever we're together, even though we live in completely different states, is grab some Whataburger. And one of our favorite things to grab, Trace, whenever Colin and I are hanging out, is to go to Whataburger and pick up a sweet and spicy bacon burger. This burger comes on a large bun with a large beef patty, American cheese, and Monterey Jack cheese, and of course, good old-fashioned bacon. I personally like to add mine with extra bacon, and I'll even throw some Jollies in there, Trace, a couple of jalapenos, and have a grand old time. Don't forget to add your grilled onions, your sweet and spicy sauce, and if you're down for it, even some mustard. If you're around a Whataburger in South Texas, go grab your sweet and spicy bacon burger today.
Yum.
Trace, we got a few minutes left here to talk about the San Antonio Spurs, the 2-4 San Antonio Spurs. They started off great, 2-0. They beat the Raptors and the Memphis Grizzlies. Then they saw the Lakers twice, and they looked a little bit tiny against the Lakers. The Lakers are big. They are the defending champs for a reason. And then they dropped a couple other ones recently. But what has stood out to you, pal, about these 2020, 2021 San Antonio Spurs in the first 6 games?
Yeah. So honestly, between the 2 wins and the 4 losses, I don't think the Spurs have actually played that different. And I don't, and I like last time we talked, I think I said I wouldn't be surprised if they lost all the games, like the next 4 games. They were 2-1 at the time. I said I won't be surprised if they lose the next 4 games. So they're well on their way to doing that. The Jazz game was an aberration. That was a miserable game, absolutely miserable game. Unless your name is Keldon Johnson, it was an absolutely atrocious game. And the first Lakers game, I didn't get to watch the first Lakers game because I was in LA, and half of that market doesn't get Lakers games.
The LA market is literally the worst market for anyone who is not, or even for Laker fans. Like if you don't have the right cable, you can't watch them.
I was super excited. I haven't watched a Spurs game with my dad in like years, and here I am. So we didn't get to watch that one. And then it looked like everything I read made it sound like the highlights I saw made it seem like it was not something I needed to waste an hour and a half of my life on. I decided
you didn't miss much.
I decided that was good enough. But the second Lakers game I thought was incredible. I thought it was super fun. I mean, that was Keldon's like real big coming out party of the season. Derek White was momentarily back with the team. We just learned earlier this afternoon that he is fractured the same toe that he injured and missed the first part of the season with, so that'll be fun to deal with. But that game was just great, and they had a chance to win it, and the reason they lost it, I think, was just because they were making youth mistakes. They had every opportunity to win that game at the end. Could have made some free throws, could have finished a few more plays around the rim, and I think they would have been there. But to answer your question without rambling any longer, I am just so happy to see Keldon Johnson running the show on offense in San Antonio. That is my main takeaway. And on the negative side, without LaMarcus Aldridge, I feel like Jakob Poeltl has been exposed a lot on both ends of the court. And I'm not saying that LaMarcus Aldridge is going to solve any problems for Jakob Poeltl, but like he's the big guy now, and he is not handling it very well. But how about you? What's sticking out to you?
Very well said. I'm with you 100%. And I would expect a lot more of these types of frustrating losses. Look, it is perfectly okay to say this year because they shouldn't be. But Spurs are not a good team. But they are going to have tons of opportunities for valuable growth and experience. I thought the way they played in the Laker game was fabulous. I mean, both games, they had opportunities where they could have won, and they made very immature young mistakes. It's all of them. It's even Keldon in his own right, like as well as he's playing, but it's all of them. It's Jakob. Jakob must leave 6 to 8 points on the rim every game. Guys are not making free throws. We see guys making very silly, like not box out plays and very basic defensive plays. At least, DeJounte Murray, Lonnie Walker, and even Derek White a little bit. They have between the 3 of them, or whoever the other guard is, I guess Keldon is here. They throw the ball away or dribble it off their foot or kick it into the stands or something 6, 7, 8 times a game. They get mixed up on offense. They run into each other. This guy is going over here to the corner and the other guy isn't paying attention. He runs to the exact corner at the same time, just from the opposite side of the court, and they meet. This is when you make those mistakes. These are completely necessary. They're young. This is to be expected, but they're playing a faster pace. They're playing a better style, and they're going to have to work through things. I got to sing some praise of Lonnie Walker because I've been critical of his passiveness at times. I don't want him to just be a 3-point shooter. He's way too athletic for that. And he was the first kind of like 3 or 4 games. He had a couple here and there, but just felt like he was passive. And then a little bit in the Laker game, he was starting to be way more aggressive, way more attacking. Then he backed off in this Utah game. And those are kind of things that make those mistakes now. You're not winning a title this year. You might not make the playoffs. And if you do make the playoffs, it's just going to be valuable experience. So make all of these mistakes. Make them all right now. Maybe a little less Rudy Gay, maybe a little less Patty Mills, maybe a little less DeMar DeRozan. And, LaMarcus Aldridge should really take his time, making sure his knee's right before he gets back. But I'm expecting these losses, Trace, and I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, what do you make of, so in the first couple of games, we saw some Devin Vassell, and that was fun.
Mhm.
Last few games, haven't seen as much Devin Vassell. I know he got some minutes against the Utah game. He didn't do much with them. Without Derek White, there's probably, that really opens things more up for Patty and Lonnie to continue getting bigger minutes. Do you think at some point, especially if Derek White ends up being out for 2 to 3 months, or I don't know, that's a fractured toe, assuming it's going to be a little while. Do you see any point in time in the next few months where Vassell starts kind of taking some of those minutes that Patty and Lonnie Walker are getting?
Yeah, of course I do. And I think what you have to realize is, we just had my brother on talking about the transition of going from high school to college to the NBA. And the NBA is even more chaotic because it's kind of positionless, especially on the defensive end. Like there's so many switches and cross matches, but there is still positionless basketball within your sets at times, or who's the roll man, who's the screen man, who's going to the corner, who's diving, all this kind of stuff. So I think Devin will have opportunities for minutes, but he is still learning the NBA game. This is not a knock on him, but the guy had no preseason. He had 3 games of the preseason. He had no summer league. It was like, you're on the Spurs and you guys start in about half an hour. And it was like, that's how fast he had. So, I mean, he's got to learn, the system, but he also has to learn like rotations. He has to learn where to be, not just on the offensive side of the court, but on the defensive side. And then he has to learn like how that changes based off personnel and how fast it changes, because teams will exploit mismatches. One of the things that people were advocating for was that he goes, we need to have Rudy Gay sub Devin Vassell in for Rudy Gay. It was like, dude, Rudy Gay's playing a stretch 5. Like he's especially with Aldridge out. Like sometimes, you might be able to make that substitution, but Devin Vassell is not going to get Rudy Gay's minutes. He should be getting maybe some of Patty Mills' minutes, but he's not getting Rudy Gay's minutes. That's not his rotation. So Devin will have opportunity to grow. He's going to have probably more opportunity than anybody else to play, especially if Derek White's out, and especially if these Spurs continue to play this 4-ball small. So I'm not worried about him, Trace. I'm looking for him to get those minutes and develop. He's great hands in the passing lane, but I really just want to see more mistakes from these guys. I want to see more mistakes from DeJounte, work those kinks out. Same with Lonnie, and just let Keldon go. Like, just get out of his way. Just have a blast, Keldon. But I don't know. What do you like seeing from Devin? What is he? Is he a 2? I mean, traditionally,
he's listed as a 2. I mean, what I want to see from him when he plays is, I want him to shoot and I want him to guard very hard. And that's what he was doing in the limited amount of time we saw him in the preseason, which got me like pretty fired up about
James
the
Harden twice.
Yeah. And so the problem is, when he's on the court at this point in time, is he ever better than the 3rd scoring option? Based on who he's been paired up with, I don't think I've seen a lineup yet, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I've seen a lineup yet where he's in a position to be that guy.
Yeah, he's not. And the truth is we sat here for maybe not 3 years. I feel like it's been a total of 3 years arguing over some variation of DeJounte, Derek White, Keldon Johnson, Lonnie Walker, Jakob Poeltl. These guys all need more minutes. Well, most of them all play some version of the same position. And Patty Mills is still here. Patty Mills has been here for 10 years, and he's won a championship with this team. it would be wrong of the Spurs and Patty to just be like, oh yeah, I'm done. I'm just going to go sit on the end of the bench. He's literally in a contract year and he's playing pretty good. So
yeah.
Vassell is like, I would rather, like, Vassell's the 11th pick in the draft. He was the 11th pick for a reason. There's not like a rush to just go and get him the rookie of the year when you've literally sent Lonnie Walker and Keldon Johnson and these guys to the G League for the last 2 years. Now it's like, hey, I'm ready to see what you're at now because I got to figure out what to do with you. Lonnie and Keldon are coming up for extension soon. They just extended Murray 2 seasons ago. White got extended. So they're kind of like in the pecking order. Like Vassell's kind of at the bottom. That's not saying he's less of an asset or not as good as those guys, but just the timeline that they're at. Like he's not going to take minutes from those guys. It's their turn to have minutes. They have rightfully waited and rightfully earned them. And so it'll come. But look, man, here's the important thing to remember. Vassell is currently like the 9th man on the roster. He is not the 14th man on the roster who they're sending to Austin, hoping he gets minutes because they've got these other guys. They've got a Marco Bellinelli to block his minutes. Like there is not that person there. So when inevitably so-and-so rolls an ankle, and I'm not naming anybody because I don't want to jinx it, but so-and-so is out because they violated COVID-19 protocols or something like that. Guess who's going to be the person that gets those minutes? Devin.
Right.
So it's coming, and I'm not worried about him at all.
Yeah. Last real quick thing. With Jakob having some struggles early
talk
on.
Briefly about him. Yeah.
Do you want to see more Eubanks?
No, I don't. And
let Jakob work it out.
Yeah, that's the thing. They just signed him. If this year is literally going to be I don't know what last year was. That didn't make any sense to me. I wanted to call last year a gap year, but they were oddly like trying and not succeeding. And I think this is the true gap year where they're like, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. And at the end of the year, we will try and put together a competitive roster. Jakob needs to have the freedom to make these mistakes, be awful, let the fans criticize him, let the coaching staff criticize him, let the Casa De Spurs podcasters and all the other podcasters criticize him and the beat writers. He needs to, this is real. If he's going to be the starting center on an NBA team, he's going to be one of the best 30 centers in the NBA. He needs to feel that. So he sucked his first 6 games. He's been rough, and we've sang his praises for a long time on here, but I think he's going to get better. And so it's a necessary growing pain, and I want to see more of it. I want to see him continue to brick shots at the rim until eventually he gets pissed off and he just dunks it and rips the rim off. He doesn't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, for me, it's finishing and rim protection for him that I want to see. I mean, like it's early on, but he's averaging his fewest blocks per 100 possessions of his career, which again, it's not a long career and it's only 6 games of this season, but I don't know. It's something that I don't know how to describe very well, other than that he just doesn't look very good playing defense a lot of the time right now. But he will make some spectacular plays, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well there it is. But it's not. I guess the word is he's not playing consistently well on either end of the court, and it's
the only other thing, and I know we're short on time on this, but they stick him in screen and rolls now that the Spurs only have one big man out on the floor, so. He's been out on the perimeter a lot more. He's not sitting back at the basket waiting on a lot of these blocks. But anyways, yeah. Good work.
That's right. Cool. Well, Steven, that's about all the time we have for this show. Thank you all for listening, and catch us wherever you listen to podcasts, and you can find our recorded show on YouTube. Tweet at us, retweet us. Let us know what you want to hear on this show, and we'll talk to you all next time. Go Spurs, go.
Ginobili!